Hey, what's up everyone? It's Franchise923, and in the last video I showed you how we can create a shapefile using the Python that comes with QGIS, and we use these OSGeo libraries. Turns out there's a bunch of different ways to create shapefiles using open source libraries in Python, and this is just one way. So I wanted to introduce you to a few other ways. And I just want to mention, if you haven't been following along with the videos before this where we created a shapefile from the Garmin API data, that's not really going to matter as long as you have some latitude and longitude points that you want to create a shapefile out of. I think you'll be able to find this video useful. But yeah, I found this web page and they're talking about different ways of creating shapefiles with Python, and they mention these three libraries: Shapely, Fiona, and PyShape. In this video, I'm going to talk about PyShape, and there's a few different reasons this library caught my eye, but the most important one, or the one that I thought was cool, is that the Esri API Python actually uses this sort of as a backup. So when it can't find ArcPy, it defaults to PyShape, and I think that's pretty cool. And also, this is a very simple library. It says right here it's quite limited, meant just for reading and writing shapefiles. Well, that's all that I want to do. I don't really need anything more complicated. So yeah, here's their documentation, and there's a section on writing shapefiles, and that's what we're going to do. But before we jump into this, we're going to have to install PyShape. So right now, I think my PyCharm's set up to use the Python that comes with QGIS, and I actually don't want to touch that one. I want to use one of my million Anaconda libraries that I have. So I'm just going to grab this YouTube clone that I made a while ago and set that as my default. And if you know how to install a Python package, like a third-party package, you can definitely skip ahead, but I just want to show how I'm doing it here. So I'm actually going to go to the Anaconda command prompt and run this as an administrator. And let's list all the environments I have here. And I'm gonna activate, actually let's activate PyInstaller demo, because I don't see the one that I used before. It's probably because it was built with a different user, not the admin user. But anyway, if we type conda list, we're able to see all of our libraries, and you see we don't have PyShape. So I'm just gonna say conda install PyShape, and with any luck it should just install it with no problems. So just say yes. Okay, so now if we do conda list, we should have PyShape installed. Yep. And once you're good to go, once you have PyShape installed on whatever version of Python you're using, you don't have to use Anaconda, you don't have to use the Arc Pro, the version that comes with ArcGIS or QGIS. Whatever you want. That's why this is cool, because you don't need any program. Just simple Python will work. But yeah, once you are set up with that, go ahead and set up your interpreter so it uses the right one. So that was the PyInstaller demo, I believe, that we just installed. All right. So now, obviously, it's not recognizing these libraries because that was from QGIS. But let's try import shapefile, and that's actually how you import PyShape. So you don't say import PyShape, that's not going to work. You have to say import shapefile. And now let me get rid of all the QGIS stuff that we had in here before. We don't need this. This is all QGIS stuff. Okay, so like I was saying, as long as you have data with latitude and longitude points, this video is going to be useful for you. So here all we're doing is opening a CSV file and looking at all the data row by row, and basically just extracting the latitude and longitude. So cool. If you're up to this point, if you have data that you can use, just keep watching. So let's go back to their page here. And they're saying to create a shapefile, you first begin by initiating a new writer instance. So that's what they're doing here. And they also down here, they're doing the same thing. Right here, they're saying alternatively, you can use the writer class. So that's what I want to do. This is a better way of opening, or a more modern way of opening files. So let's just grab this. And this is basically just opening a new file and using it as a shapefile. So we want to place this right here. And let's get rid of this stuff. All right. And you can see it's saying with shapefile.writer, basically create a new shapefile. So we need to give this a path where we want to create this. So I'm just going to put it on, I think I've been putting them in here. Just anywhere you want to put the file. So I'm going to call this PyShape demo. And grab the path and put it in here. And I'm putting an R in front of it so it doesn't treat these as escape characters. And then the next thing it's doing is creating a new field. So it's just adding this field 1. And I actually don't know what that C means. But it doesn't really matter right now. All right, and this whole block we're gonna have to indent because we want to do this while this shapefile is open, if that makes sense. Because if we had it back like this, you know, this would it would open it and close it and then do all this. But we want to open it, and then while it's open, we want to loop through. Whoops, we want to loop through our CSV file and get all the points and basically add all those points to the shapefile, and then when it's all those points are added, then we close it. So the next step is to go to documentation here, and we don't want to write shapefiles to file like objects. We don't want to do this. We want to add records. So actually we want to add geometry, right? Yeah. Okay, so we want to add a point shape. So that's what we want to do. Point shapes are added using the point method. All right, so let's grab these two. And then bring them to PyCharm, and we're going to paste them here and get rid of this and this. And so this is basically saying W, which is our writer, dot point. So it's basically giving us the ability to add a point. So instead of having this random number, we're going to put the longitude value and then our latitude value. And let's just leave this alone for now and see. Let's just see what this does as it is. So yeah, let's just give this a try. And you see it's printing all the values. That's just because we looped through and printed. And then it looks like it finished without any errors. So let's go take a look at this location and see if we got a new file created. So I was actually looking for this PyShape demo to be in a new folder, but that's the name of the shapefile, and it gets put in this folder. So in this Garmin fit, see I have these three new files here. So let's bring this into ArcGIS Pro or QGIS, whatever you have. And we're just going to take a look at it to make sure that it actually worked. So I'm going to drag this SHP file in. And drag it in. And you notice nothing really happened. I don't see where it is. So let's try zooming to the layer. And you see here it is. It got created, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not where we're expecting it to be. And that's a problem. And actually, yeah, it's off the coast of like Africa. That doesn't make sense. So this caught me off guard as well. And it's kind of, I don't understand why they don't, in their documentation, really say anything about this. But the reason it's doing this is because there's no projection file. Normally, when you make a shapefile, you're going to see a .prj file, something like this. And if we take a look at this It's just basically a text file saying what the projection is. So a shortcut, something we could do really quick to get this to work, we could copy this text and make a new file, and we're going to call it the same file as the where did it go? See all the files here. We're going to name it PyShape demo.prj. Now when we save this, and this is just regular WGS84 projection, so when you save that, we probably have to bring this back in. Now we have 4 files here, but I'm going to bring this in, and now it actually understands where to place this on the map. So that's cool, but kind of annoying. So that's my main gripe with PyShape. We're going to have to generate this projection file ourselves using Python. That's not too tricky, so why don't we go ahead and do that next. Because that's pretty important. We want to have this this feature. So outside of all these loops and everything, we're just going to open a Python. Actually, let's Google PyShape no projection, and this is how I actually figured it out. PyShape no projection. I found this page, setting reference frame for a shapefile. Yep, this guy points out PyShape library doesn't handle projection files, so you have to write the file yourself. So here they write it themselves. So let's bring this into our Python, and I actually don't like the way they're doing this. So what I'm going to do is Google Python how to write text file. Stack Overflow, of course. And this is what I'm more familiar with. So this is also a context manager. Remember we were using it with Shapely, but it's basically a clean way to open a file and then close it. Instead of, see how they're doing it, this is the older way. Open it, then close it. This does all that automatically. So we're going to copy this and bring it in here. And let's just, for now, put it down there. And now we're going to want to call this file the exact same thing as this, but not .txt, wants to be .prj, and put an R in front of that. And we want to construct this EPSG, so we're going to keep this, get rid of all this, and now just get rid of this and put EPSG. And that should create the new EP, or the new PRJ file. So now I think we're looking pretty good. Let's make sure this isn't in here anymore. Let's remove this shapefile. And I'm going to make a new folder here called PyShape demo. Yeah, I want to use this. And this is where I want to place my file. So -new file. So it's going to make a new file in PyShape demo. Okay, so let's try this. There we go. And we don't have a projection file, do we? Probably because we didn't update this. So PyShape demo /new file.prj. So let's get rid of this. All right. Now we have a projection file. Let's take a look at it. And yes, we want to reload it. And there we go. So let's check it to make sure it worked, but it should have. And there you go. We have our data. It looks generally in the right spot. Let's open it up and look at the attribute table. So here you see we have our field 1, and the value that we added, the record, is just 0.1. So let's change that. So this 0.1 every time is getting set when we do this right here. So instead of just printing 0.1, if you remember from the other videos, or if you weren't watching, those videos, we have this other variable called a heart rate. So we got the heart rate from our Garmin API data. So let's just throw in the heart rate there instead. And let's call it heart rate. Heart rate. And let's throw in heart rate. And let's remove this. Delete it. And run this again. Cool. Let's drag it in. Open it up and we should have the heart rate value. So there you go. That is how you do it with Shapely. I'm actually going to copy all of this and put this in a new file called PyShape. Shapefile. I keep calling it Shapely, but this is PyShape. All right. And yeah, I mean, you can see it's much cleaner than the other method we did before. This is only what, like 32 lines of code, and we have a shapefile. So yeah, super simple, quick. The only thing, again, I didn't like was having to make this projection file. If you have a different projection, you would have to update it here. But yeah, that's it. Hope it was helpful, and I think in the next couple videos, maybe I'll take a look at Shapely or Fiona. And just see what they're all about. All right, thanks for watching.